Hello folks, I'm Ed Blackburn for San Angelo Rodeo Live. Boyd, you've been around bulls for quite a while, and apparently things have changed a little bit. How can you describe what has changed in the bull riding?
The bull riding has just been a complete metamorphosis from when I first started watching it, competing in it, or announcing it. For example, I'll take you to the George Paul Memorial in Del Rio, Texas. It was the very first standalone bull riding, okay? And when I first started to go watch it, guys like Denny Flynn, Charles Sampson, Donnie Gay, these were the guys that were going. Well, the bulls that they were using back then were these big crossbred Bramers, you know, big eliminators, double moves in the air type animals, and there were a lot of hard to ride bulls, and the bull riding was slow. It just, you could take all day if you wanted to nod your head, and it just did not have the same excitement level. Well, then here comes a guy named Mac Altizer with Bad Company Rodeo, and he starts naming his bulls after rock and roll songs, okay? So every time Funky Co Medina bucked, you'd hear Tone Loc singing Funky Co Medina, or name them after Rolling Stones songs, and he integrated a lot of music. You know, back then it was just country music, it was George Jones and Merle Haggard and those kind of people that you would hear over the sound system. Well, Mac, he started incorporating a higher brand of music that elevated the level. Well, then
made it more exciting.
Made it more exciting. Well, then my other partner, Bob Tallman, initiated something called Buckers Incorporated. And this is because of his background in ranching. He decided to take the genetics of bucking bulls and start mass producing bucking bulls, okay? And that's genetically. So what he'd do is he'd take, say, the mother of Bodacious. This is one of the first things he did. Took the mother of Bodacious and flushed her, okay? And when he flushed her, he got all these eggs, okay? Then he took the father of, let's say, Gunslinger, David Bailey, semen, and he impregnated all those embryos that he flushed out of that cow. And then he took 10 of those, he'd get 10 of them and he'd put them in recip cow. So now in 1 year, instead of the father of Gunslinger and the mother of Bodacious having one baby, they ended up having 10 babies, okay? And you could still buck the bull and take care of the mother because they weren't pregnant, okay? So now you have this mass deal of people starting to breed bucking bulls, okay? Going back to that very first George Paul, when you went there, you'd have to cut Mac Altizer or David Bailey or Bernice Johnson, whoever was coming, a big check to bring all his bulls down there and buck them. Now they'll buck them for free. Why? Because all these guys got into the bucking bull business because they were selling them for $150,000 to $200,000 a piece, okay? But they got to have some place to buck them, okay? So now they'd bring these bulls to these bull ridings, and they have a futurity, okay? Where I bring my bull, I put $2,000 in, you bring your bull, you put $2,000 in, and 25 other people bring 2 bulls, and we got a purse of about $50,000 to $60,000. It's our own money, we're just jackpotting, but they have a futurity. Well, but you got your bulls for free because you didn't have to pay for them. Now, after the success of the George Paul and these bucking bulls coming up, all of a sudden the PBR gets formed, the standalone bull riding league. And so now all these breeders are supplying bulls to the PBR. Then the next thing you know, the Brazilians are like, man, they're riding a lot smaller bulls up there than we ride down here. And all of a sudden the Brazilians start moving in. So to compare bull riding in 1985 to what bull riding will look 30 years later in 2015 is just an absolute complete metamorphosis.
We're thankful for the support of Jim Bassford and Bud Light.